Hello and welcome back to Inside the USFL, a podcast giving you an inside look at the USFL. And we are still going because the man to my right, Jordan McCray, offensive lineman for the Birmingham Stallions, will be playing in the championship game on Sunday. Jordan, how are you feeling after the big playoff win?
Feeling good. Put in a really good week of practice and put all the outside noise behind us being in the Hall of Fame and all that kind of stuff and being able to get that win to secure our spot in the championship. It's a really good feeling. Today is our kind of off day. We had a lot of media stuff going on, but now we get to chill a little bit and relax and enjoy the city. So it's a good Monday. Always a good Monday after a dub.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely a good thing. How is the media stuff? Like, obviously, it can be annoying, but is it sort
Mhm.
of in a way surreal just to kind of like be in a championship game and have like the media, honestly, just ask you questions about it, like
Yeah,
like actually care?
no, you care. Like it's kind of like at times it can be annoying because you want to relax and just focus on the game or do get into your normal week routine. But you got to realize like just being able to be in this spot is a blessing. So you kind of got to just soak it in and enjoy it and roll with whatever comes with it. The questions, the long days, and all that kind of stuff. Because it could be worse. I could be not busy at all and at home. So
Yeah,
it's a good situation to be in, man.
definitely. And obviously, you go from Birmingham, you guys fly up to Cleveland to play in
Mhm.
Canton. You're playing at the Hall of Fame there. Weirdly, you guys kind of had some doubters and you did kind of have to prove doubters wrong. Like I've heard a lot of people be like, Stallions, yeah, they're 9-1, they're a good team, but obviously every game's close. And
Yeah,
also just the impact on, oh, they're the home team. They have the home crowd, but
yeah.
but now it's neutral site. So,
Mhm.
did you guys feel any of that pressure in terms of needing to prove people wrong? And how was the crowd? Did it feel neutral or was it still pro Stallions?
Um, I wouldn't say we felt too much pressure, but we were hearing the noise that like some teams saying that they're only so good because we're always playing at home. They always have a crowd and stuff like that. And the crowd at the Hall of Fame was really good, but I would say it was fairly neutral. I mean, we had a lot of Stallions here and there, and those were greatly appreciated. But it was a pretty neutral side in my opinion. And to me, honestly, like for a game, I'm not sure how anybody else approaches it, but whether there's 1 or 100,000 people in the stands, like I still want to play good. I'm still going to give my best. I still don't want to get beat. So it's not that much pressure or a difference in my aspect. But for other guys, it might be. But just speaking for me, not really.
So if you guys aren't 9-1, now 10-1 going to the championship game
Mm.
because you have home field advantage. And obviously it's a startup league, so everyone had equal playing field. It's the same pool of players. What is the difference, do you honestly feel like, between the Stallions team, which has clearly been rolling all season long, versus, the teams who were 1-9 or whatever?
I can't really speak for other teams, but I know with our team it's a first of all a really really good group of guys, and the chemistry on our team just from now I wouldn't say day one, but at least like the first week on to the first game and then carrying on has been great, man. Like it's a lot of really good football players on this team, but even better like men, like individual guys and guys that want to win, guys that love the game. A lot of people we're getting paid a decent amount, just want to be here just to make a little bit of money before their career is over. And these guys just love coming out here, have dreams and aspirations to go other places. And that is really, especially in the offensive line room, but just the whole team just like gelled well. And guys love being around each other. We were having a great time here in Cleveland, and I really feel like that's a difference between us and a lot of different teams. Is that offense, defense, special teams, every position group, we genuinely like being around each other, have real good times with each other, and then that just makes you want to play harder for the next guy.
And honestly, looking at the team from the outside, it's interesting because you guys were so dominant all season long. I mean, one loss and it came at the very end of the season. You guys have some amazing players, right? So does
Mhm.
everybody. But in terms of like, obviously, they just gave out the season long awards. You're talking about
Mhm.
all USFL stuff like that. You guys didn't have a ton of people
Yeah.
like named. but in a way that kind of speaks to your guys' team as well. Like there isn't just like the high peaking players. Like everyone played really well, and your team especially. I feel like every week people had a completely different role in terms
Yeah.
of the skill players, which again, to your point, speaks to the chemistry, speaks to the character, I would say.
Yeah, no, definitely. Every week, it's just even if you are playing, it's a next man up mentality, and everybody just wants to make their play when it comes to them, and is just as happy when the next guy makes a play. There's not a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of guys that deserve the ball all the time or really deserve every accolade that they should get, but they're just as happy to see their teammate and the guy next to him get it. So I feel like that's the reason why we're so good. Nobody's selfish. You know what I mean? No, everybody plays within their role, and when it's their turn to make a play, they always make it. So
For sure. And I mean, just, obviously the spotlight's going to be on the receivers, going to be on the quarterback, all the pretty boys that have the camera on them all the time,
yeah,
get their names called. But like talking about you too, I mean, we introduced the podcast center Jordan McCray. This week you played exclusively guard.
yeah,
And, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you didn't have a problem with that. I'm going to take a guess and say no one else had a problem with that.
right,
And you guys did your job, and it looked pretty. It looked good. It looked
hmm,
like you guys had been doing that all season long as well.
yeah,
Just a flip on the offensive line. You guys took care of business, I would say.
yeah, definitely. And it just kudos to not just me and Cam who switched position this game, but everybody has played a little bit of everywhere. O'Shea has played guard and tackle. Pope has played left and right tackle. Darius played left and right tackle. Tuck plays literally wherever we plug him in at. He's been in our T-bone formation as the tight end, and he's been killing shit all season there. So it's like it's a really good group of guys, really good group of players, and wherever we're called to play at that week, we know that we can get it done. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see it one more time for this season. I will be there, obviously. So I was at a wedding, watching the game, watching like keeping track of everything. And as soon as I saw you guys won, booked the hotel. So I will be in Canton, getting to see it up close and personal. Um,
cool.
my sister got married this weekend, and also apparently your brother got married same day.
Yeah.
Little hard that you couldn't be there, I'm sure, but
Mhm.
what's the experience like? And I guess, like again, it's a layer that people don't really think about because they don't see, but like the sacrifices. What
Mhm.
can you say about like being a professional athlete? Like some of these big events, you have to sacrifice sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean it was a really really hard decision. Um, my twin brother, like for those that don't know, like I wouldn't even be here being able to talk on this podcast if it wasn't for how much he's helped me throughout my career. Just being a competitor with me and just looking after me, making sure I have like the necessary things to train and all that kind of stuff. So not being able to be there for his day was really really tough, but just made sure that I played for him that day and make sure I got the dub. And we FaceTime before and after. My mom FaceTimed me while I was getting dressed for the game, so I got to watch the wedding. And I mean, it was a beautiful experience. He had a great time, and everything works out how it works out. But would have loved to have been there, but work calls, so I gotta make sure that we finish the job here.
Absolutely. Like I said, one more win. You guys will be playing the Philadelphia Stars Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. This is a team you guys haven't played since week 5 or 6, I believe.
Yeah,
That was a good game. You guys put up 30 on them, 30-17. Again, though, that's a long time. That's 5-6 weeks ago.
right.
How much are you looking at that game? How much are you looking at how they played in Canton, right
Hmm.
before you guys?
We're looking at both of those equally, and they are a really hot team. They could have easily beat Jersey that the last regular season game as well. And they're a really good team, really stout defense. And we're going to be looking at all those things, see what worked well against them the last time we played, see what Jersey did that worked well against them here, and really just put a good game plan together and try to get another victory.
You talked about when you guys were down in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
because there's two stadiums you guys played in, so flipping between them, there really wasn't that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Did you sense anything different playing in Canton? I think the stadium's a little bit smaller than what you guys were playing down in
Yeah.
Alabama, but does that change anything for you, really?
No, not too much. It was a little bit smaller. Still a really nice stadium, but I wouldn't say it changed too much. Maybe like atmosphere wise, if it was packed, if both were packed, one would be a little bit louder. And we fill up pretty good down in Birmingham, and it was filled up pretty good here. But it wasn't too much of a difference.
That's good.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, you guys took care of business. We talked beforehand. It was one of the more complete games you guys have played.
Mm-hmm.
Offense, defense, and definitely special teams all played their part. And you guys took a big second quarter this time to really get it done, getting a touchdown again on offense, defense, and special teams in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Entertaining game, and it's tough to beat a team 3 times in the
Yeah.
same season.
Yeah.
It doesn't really get talked about. Obviously, it doesn't happen very often that you play a team 3 times, but just to consistently do it, take advantage of mistakes, you guys killed it. You guys
Mm-hmm.
absolutely killed it, and led by your quarterback Jamar. He seemed steady. He seemed confident. He seemed good. Hill Steady on Reddit wants to know, how has it been to see Jamar develop throughout the year, going from a backup quarterback, obviously initially, to leading you guys into the championship game?
It's been great, man. Jamar has been amazing from the first day that we got here. Him and Coach Holtz being so familiar, being at La Tech together, he was one of the guys that had a pretty good grasp of the offenses from day one. Was always helping. Was very vocal from even when we first got here, and it was. I think what helped Jamar a lot is even though he came in as the backup, he was always preparing himself like a starter. Like when we first got here, you couldn't tell just from the meetings. You couldn't tell if it was either going to be Alex or Jamar because both of them, were acting as they were going to be the one getting all the snaps, taking mental reps whenever the other one's in. So I think this is a kudos to Jamar for always being ready, and then when his time came, ready to lead this team to where we are now and hopefully to the championship.
Do you like that as a teammate when you have a bunch of people, in the same position group, and obviously a quarterback is a leadership group for a team, when there are multiple people acting as if they are the guy? Do you think that's a good thing?
Oh, definitely, yeah, because it just instills confidence more in the team, especially at that position. Like when Alex got hurt that first game, we didn't miss a beat, and that's kudos to Jamar for always staying ready, and that it just gives us a little bit more confidence because if in one play a guy can go out, so you want to know that the guy that's behind them is just as ready to fulfill the role as the starter was. So it gives a little bit of confidence, and then helps everybody on the team as well.
That makes sense. And yeah, to your point, you guys haven't missed a beat and flipping back and forth, sometimes playing both at the same time. Alex split out. We know whatever you
Yeah.
guys got to do. Also, we can't forget you haven't had your trick play yet. So let's keep that in mind. If you guys are up by 3-4 scores or something on Sunday, maybe
You,
put
you
you
know,
in the backfield. There's 3
I,
running
I,
back spots back there.
we talk about this often on the show, and I talk about it even more often to Skip. So if
Good.
if he we're rolling like that, hopefully we can get it going, even if we're not rolling.
That might be the
Yeah,
spark.
that might be the spark that we need. You know what I mean? Like it's always never a bad moment to give me the ball. That's what I tell him.
Never. Absolutely never. No Distribution wants to know, and I think this is an interesting question.
Mm.
What's the level of play like at this point in the season, in your opinion? Is the best USFL team better than most of the best college teams? That's always an interesting debate where it's like, could the worst NFL team actually beat Alabama? Stuff like that, which people don't
Mm.
think about. The best make the NFL. So,
Yeah.
like in your opinion, in terms of the USFL right now, 2 of the best championship teams now, how does it stack up in terms of level of play?
I think it's a high level of play. Definitely higher than college, but obviously not the same as the NFL. But to answer the question about the best college team playing the worst NFL team, I think that the worst NFL team still smokes the best college team
Yeah.
because it's there on the NFL team. There's 53 guys that's supposed to be there, and on the college team there may be 20 NFL caliber players if it's a good college team. So I don't think it would be particularly close in my humble opinion.
No. People, yeah, it's always a debate.
It's
It's
a
always a
good
debate.
conversation to have. It's funny. Like it's fun to think about. Like maybe it won't be like a complete blowout because especially if you have like an elite quarterback, something like that, but they're not going to win.
No,
Yeah,
no.
absolutely not.
They talked about it with the Jaguars last year. Obviously, they had their own issues, and maybe that would have stopped them, I guess. But in terms of talent, you look at, the 7th rounder on the team was the best player on his college team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It is. I don't know. Some people don't really understand it, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah. Bobby Samsonite, thanks for submitting questions all season, by the way. He wants to know how much of the United by Football episodes and shows have you gotten to watch during the season?
During the season, like when I've watched other TV copy games, I've gotten clips of it and seen it, and it is very entertaining. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen every single episode, but I would like to get back and watch it. And then sometimes guys from other team that I follow on Instagram will post the clips of just their part of the episode and features. So I've seen stuff like that, especially from Boogie. I used to train with Boogie back in it was like 2017, 2018. Down in Miami. He came down there for a little bit, and just guys like that. And then obviously when Chase was playing, like a lot of his stuff was popping up everywhere. So I seen some clips from that. But it has been entertaining. I really got to get around to watching all of it, but I can't say I've watched it that much of it so far.
Have they brought those film crews to Canton with you guys?
Yeah, there have been not in everything that we do, but certain things. Usually a lot of it is stuff that's like right before the game or the walkthrough before the game. It's usually not like during the week preparation, or maybe they'll catch a meeting or two, but it's really not distracting, as distracting as I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like somebody like reality TV walking around you at 24 hours of the day type thing, and it really hasn't been that bad. I think it's definitely a good thing for the league.
Yeah, if it's done right, and to your point, like it hasn't been a distraction. As long as it's not a distraction for the players, then it's for sure good for the league. It has to be. Once we get past the chicken salad incident, I wish that wasn't. I think that was the first episode. It kind of set the tone,
and that really said that really got. It's a very unfortunate situation because Davion is my guy, but it really got people tuned in to see what exactly was going on here. So.
Yeah, it did its job, I guess.
Yeah, good. No such thing as bad publicity, I guess, is what some would say. But
ask Davion. Let's see what his opinion is.
Yeah.
Bobby also wants to know. Now, looking forward, like we just said, you play Philadelphia, who I guess everyone would call that an upset, beating New Jersey. New Jersey was a one-loss team, only lost to you guys, obviously. Looking ahead at the matchup, is there any players you're concerned about, keyed on, or like what's your preparation then for this upcoming week?
Really, they have a really good defense. So just keying in on the things that they like to do, like situationally, is some of the things that we'll focus on most. I like to give all my opponents respect. Like those guys are good. They're getting paid just as much as we're getting paid, and they make plays. It's how we make plays. So just making sure that I'm on my A game. Don't want to single anyone out in particular, but just make sure I'm on my A game, and so we can have a successful game plan.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the championship game. They're here for a reason. If we learned anything from the Stanley Cup that just ended, you got to give your opponent some respect. I know, I guess your hometown sort of Tampa Bay Lightning fell.
Yeah.
The whole narrative was Colorado hadn't played anybody. And my whole thing was they're in the championship
Yeah, they
game.
obviously had to play somebody to get
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually funny. Magoo is Alex is from Tampa, and after we a couple of the guys went and had dinner last night, and we went to his room to watch some of the game, and he was stressed. He was stressed the whole big Tampa Bay Lightning. I think he's worn a jersey like the 4 or 5 games this year, like, and
Yeah.
he was stressed. I didn't stay in there and finish to watch the game with him, but I was hoping they pulled it out for him, but they obviously didn't. So
No, no, he's got to bring the championship to Tampa this year.
yeah.
But yeah, championship game then Sunday, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. Birmingham Stallions versus the Philadelphia Stars in Canton, Ohio. Jordan, best of luck to you. Thank you for doing this all season long. Is there anything else you want to say before you get out of here?
No, that's it. Thank you you guys for tuning in all season long, and you guys have been watching the games and all that kind of stuff has been helping the Birmingham Stallions be 10-1, and after this weekend, hopefully 11-1 with a championship ring. So appreciate you guys, and appreciate you, Zach, man, for getting all this together.
No problem. This has been fun, and like I said in the first one, you guys had the worst odds to win it all. It just gave me an opportunity to win more money. So let's break the bank this weekend. Let's
do it, man.